Hi guys, welcome to another video on this channel. Today I'm going to be discussing some ways in which you can improve your fluency in English. Now this video is not for those people who do not understand even the basic English alphabet. For them, they would obviously need some professional help. They would need to indulge in a few courses where they can learn the alphabet and then they can subsequently learn the language. This video is for those people who know basic reading and writing in English and how they can develop on that and how they can actually improve their fluency while indulging in conversational English. So I think with that said, let's get started and dive into today's video. So the first thing that we all need to understand is that for us to learn any language, be it English, Hindi, Spanish, French, etc., any language in the world, we should be able to think in that language, right? And we can think in that language only if we have more vocabulary in that language, if we know more words in that language, right? So for example, just to give you an example, that say if I'm having a conversation with someone and if I feel scared and if I feel that that person is going to scold me, I'm going to start thinking in Hindi because that is my first language, that is my mother language, right? So I'm going to start thinking things like, oh my god, क्या वो मुझे डांटेंगे, क्या मैंने क्या ये चीज़ गलत करी है, क्या बोलेंगे वो मुझे, एक्सेट्रा, राइट? सो माई फर्स्ट इंस्टिंक्ट इज टू थिंक इन हिंदी बिकॉज इट हैज़ ऑलवेज बिन माई फर्स्ट लैंग्वेज, राइट? However, with practice, with time, etc., when I'm having conversations with people in English, I tend to think in English. Why? Because I've worked on my vocabulary. I know many words in the language that allow me to structure my sentences in English, right? So all the methods that I'm going to be discussing with you today aim at aim at helping you to think in English and to also allow you to increase your vocabulary and to further structure your sentences properly. So I think with that, the first and the most favorite technique of mine is, of course, you start reading something. Now, I'm not telling you to read it in front of a mirror or anything like that. Just randomly pick up any newspaper, any magazine, any novel, basically anything outside of a course material, because that has a different context. But yes, anything in the world you want to pick up, and that is in the language that you want to understand. For example, if it's English, if you want to understand, if you want to become more fluent in English, pick up any reading material in English and start reading it out aloud. Now in that, what happens is when you read it out aloud, those words start seeping into your subconscious mind and you start remembering those words in the longer run. So from the next time when someone is talking to you in English, those words come out of your subconscious mind and help you form structures properly and easily in front of that person. The second is that you can start consuming a lot of content in English, video content. I mean, you can start watching videos, start watching songs, start looking at the lyrics videos of the songs, start downloading movies in English, start downloading the subtitles also, and start watching it along with it. Now with that, what will happen is, you will obviously get exposed to so many words in English. That is the first thing. And secondly, you will also understand the pronunciation. Definitely it is different in different jurisdictions, in different countries. People are going to have different ways of speaking, but at least you'll have a basic understanding of how some particular words are being spoken. And thirdly, you will understand the sentence structure also, right? So this is going to also help you a lot in developing your language. So while I was in college and I used to watch a lot of movies and web series, etc., in English, I used to always download subtitles, and that helped me increase my vocabulary a lot. It helped me understand how sentences are being formed, how responses are given, how emotions are portrayed in this language, right? And that further helped me in developing my language. The third is that start speaking with people in English. Now I understand that your friends or family might not be very comfortable in speaking with you in English. They might make fun of you, etc., right? And that happened with me also. When I sort of tried speaking to my friends in English, they always made fun of me. They're like, why are you trying to do like this, etc., all of that. So what I did was, I obviously spoke to some people in my college that were not from my city or my state, and they were always speaking in Hindi. They were always speaking in English, and subsequently, I developed my language. So for you, if you feel that in your college, in your hostel, at your workplace, at your internships, wherever it's possible, wherever people are not, wherever the first mode of communication is English, or wherever people don't understand your native language, always try and speak to them in English. If you feel that you can't find enough people like this in your surroundings, try going online, try going on LinkedIn, start networking with people, hold conversations with them, even writing in English, like say when you send out text to them also on LinkedIn message, or say for example if you end up setting up a Zoom call or a video meeting with them to discuss some topics, etc., that will also help you in your sentence formation, your sentence structure. That will give you a practice, that will also allow you to understand more words and how people are responding to your questions, right? That will force you to actually think in English and give that response in English, right? Now, if you still feel that I'm not comfortable going on LinkedIn, I'm not comfortable speaking to people around me, there are a few apps, I list them down here everywhere, that will help you in, it's like a chat box, where it's like a chat bot actually, wherein you can go and speak to that bot, and you can have conversations with them. They will correct you in your pronunciation, they will help you in your vocabulary, they will also help you in your accent. So if somebody is preparing for any visa applications, and they have to give some particular test in some very particular accent for a country, of course these apps will also help you, and they're all, in my understanding, most of these apps are free of cost, right? So that's the third way. Fourth way is that if you are a student, only then that is applicable to you. Take part in a lot of competitions. So when I took part in moot courts, I took part in debates, I took part in extempore competitions, just a minute competitions, etc. I forced myself. That was an uncomfortable environment for me. I put that pressure on myself, where the mode of communication and the language in the competition was English, right? So I had to prepare a lot, I had to practice a lot in that sense to speak in English, and that also helped me, formulate my language in a better manner and to have more fluency in English. And then last is that start making a journal entry every day. So I'm not telling you that you need to write like say dear diary, this happened with me, etc., all of that. No, all I want you to do is, you can do any form of journal that you write. You can just start writing like say 5 lines for which you are thankful for that day, 5 lines about what happened in that day, 5 things that you want to have, that they should happen to you in future. In that, what will happen is, you'll again force yourself to think in that language, formulate that sentence structure, and then put it down on the paper, right? And in that sense, you'll also have to take help of your vocabulary database that is somewhere stored in your subconscious mind, right? So I think in that sense it will help you again. So I think with that, we've reached the end of today's video. So if you have any doubts, please reach out to me on my Instagram channels. Please subscribe to this channel. Also, please give it a huge thumbs up. Put your comments in the comment section and let me know how you liked it or not, and if there's any feedback, etc. And I'll see you next week. If you have any comments or if you have any suggestions for any videos, I would definitely, would want to take them up in the coming weeks. So I think with that said, I'll see you in the next video.